Girl's thoughts? What she didn't expect was, Lu Dongyan stayed until evening. There is no sign of waking up at all. This sleep is heading towards waking up early tomorrow. She didn't sleep well all night at the hotel. Playing all day again. Had a bit of sweet wine. It's purely for helping to fall asleep. Fan is a bit hungry. It's also not good to go back for a meal. What if she wakes up? In that moment, there was no one around. Will feel very lost. Fortunately, some noodles and frozen dumplings were prepared in the rental apartment. Just casually made some. Just ate haphazardly with the side dishes. I was originally getting ready to sleep, but somehow it was as if fate had played a trick on me. Sat down in front of the computer. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. The helmet is not good. The helmet is wrong. She stood up in pain. In an instant, her towering personality transformed the strong curiosity in your heart. Suppressed Xingshen. I am someone, a person of integrity. 2 sleeves of clear wind. How could you do such a thing? Why can't I control my hand? Fan clapped his right hand against his left hand. Opened Lu Dongyan's browser. The cursor moved to the search box. Puff. Then she just spat it out. What is the legal marriage age? Can you have children before marriage? Can a university get pregnant? Zin's baby boy. What name would be good? Zin's baby girl. What name is good? Fan. She covered her face and turned off the computer. Curiosity may or may not kill the cat, but it can cause insomnia. This is something Fan can be sure of. I don't know how long it has been. Fan dozed off on the sofa. Early morning, in the fresh fragrance of green tea. Fan opened his eyes. Lu Dongyan's slightly flushed face came into view. Time to get up. Going to Grandma's house. Fan squinted his sleepy eyes. Came to the bathroom to freshen up. I didn't expect that drinking sweet wine would also make me drunk. Did we do anything too outrageous yesterday? Lu Dongyan's small face was serious. This segment. I can't remember anything. Yesterday was at Fan's house. If something outrageous is done. Auntie saw the blooming petals. Not excessive at all. Fan shook his head. After all, it's not even considered a kill. It's just my mom alone. Looking at myself, my eyes seem a bit strange. What does that even mean? Right? That's good. Lu Dongyan felt relieved. 9 a.m. Driven by old he. The family of 4 set off on time, heading to Peach Blossom Town with gifts. Go wish Grandma a happy birthday. Dongyan. Don't be nervous. Lai is sitting in the passenger seat. From inside the car, in the rearview mirror, I saw Lu Dongyan's little face. Tense, he said in a relaxed tone. Clearly, after so many days of being together, La Yun also understands very well his personality. Lu Dongyan was doing just fine before, but once on the bus, it became increasingly constricted and uneasy. The gift I prepared for Grandma. Can't it really be done? The girl whispered softly. I always feel like I've been set up by Fan. 2 cigarettes. It's not presentable. She always feels that this gift is different for the old man's birthday. Don't worry. My suggestion is definitely correct. Fan patted his chest to assure. Seeing her look so determined, Lu Dongyan finally felt a little relaxed. At 11 in the morning, the vehicle arrived at the destination. This is the new year. The construction in the town. The market isn't that good yet, but it's not particularly bad either. The traffic was just a bit congested. The villagers of the town, easily built small detached houses. The courtyard surrounding the front door. Inside or raising a dog. You could also raise some chickens. In front of the door is a patch of vegetable garden. All are crispy green vegetables. Today marks the 82nd birthday of Grandma's words. Sitting in the yard, the main character dozed off. Ah, happy birthday to you. Lao He and MS Lai entered first. There aren't many rules and formalities here. It's just a simple greeting and visit. But the emotions that were revealed is no less than those elaborate rituals. Sayo, his daughter, coming, come sit down. The elderly lady is still full of energy, speaking with great energy. He doesn't look like an 80-year-old man. He Fan was very clear about this. Grandma is a long-lived person. Anyway, in the last life, I ended up killing her. Still here. Happy birthday, Grandma. He Fan presented his own from last month. The prayer bead bracelet was already prepared in advance. Zayo, he has grown taller again. Grandma smiles and pets the dog's head. She obediently wiped her sweaty hands. Hello, Grandma. Happy birthday to you. At that moment, Lu Dongyan's soft voice emerged. The little face was filled with contentment, gently tapping the pianist, standing in front of the old lady with 2 cigarettes in hand. This girl is the second child born secretly back then. Old He and MS Lice prayed at the same time. Zayo looked embarrassed. No one dared to speak. Grandma's joking. You are truly. He Fan smiled at the old lady and timely lit a cigarette for her. My dear grandson still has a sense of humor. The old lady exhaled a puff of smoke. They said cheerfully, Old He and Miss Lai and Lu Dongyan. At the same time, he let out a breath of relief. The old lady's way of thinking. And then Fan was able to catch up. This smoke, it is Dongyan who honors you, she added with a hint of arrogance. All right, all right, all right. My great-grandson is due around the 70th. He Fan couldn't hold it any longer. Let's talk about this. She was completely startled. Grandma, it's not me saying this. Your future granddaughter-in-law. It's really urgent. Ziokuo's face could bring forth water. Just don't refuse her. My daughter has skin more delicate than a cicada's wings. That's right. Where's Dad? NS Lai? Come help Lu Dongyan out of his predicament. Words are beautifully spoken. Go catch me a carp to celebrate my birthday. Smiled. I still don't know. She was just fishing for food. The old lady smiled, as if teasing. I guarantee you. Dad, she is definitely not that kind of person. It must be filled with your complete love. Going fishing. No more talking. I will go catch a couple of fish to offer you. Lao, he speaks boldly and honestly, familiar with the route. Take a fishing rod out of the room. Went to the fish pond to find my father-in-law. The elderly lady and her daughter exchanged smiles. It's like we understand each other's feelings the best. But everyone needs to have some hobbies. Fishing is considered one of the many hobbies of men. It's the best for the family. Got it. The college entrance exam results are out. Zayo Fan did well on the exam. Zayo Yan did even better on the exam. They can all get into good schools. MS Lai met with the elderly woman. Just be happy. The old lady nodded with a smile, although she has aged. But I still watch the evening news every day. How could I not know that the college entrance exam results were out? It's just that Lai Yun doesn't say anything. She wouldn't ask either. What if the child doesn't do well on the exam? There is also the right not to speak. MS Lai also knows. The old mother doesn't understand things like score thresholds. Just say you did well on the exam, and that's it. How is it? Grandma is really nice, right? Very good. Lu Dongyan thought Grandma was very cute. Of course. She heard that her uncle and cousin would be coming, and the grandfather I have yet to meet. So there is still a bit of tension in my heart. Ah, happy birthday to you. Younger sister, Xiao Fan. You all arrived first. As Lu Dongyan was pondering this, a deep voice resonated. Sa, we're in a suit, wearing a pair of glasses. The cultured Uncle Lai Jiang walked into the courtyard. Behind him, there was also a girl who was about the same age as He Fan and Lu Dongyan, wearing a sailor suit. He walked in briskly. Happy birthday, Grandma. Hello, Aunt. Cousin Lai Yu called sweetly. Immediately, his gaze turned to He Fan. Brother, spy. Oh my, this is. Lai Yu's gaze fixed on Lu Dongyan beside He Fan, rubbing my eyes fiercely. Thought they were seeing things. He Fan had a barbecue. Lu Dongyan spoke softly, whispering a phrase from He Fan that became an internet meme in later generations. The expression on my little cousin's face. She is on the street. I've seen it many times. It was all after I was recognized. Now, facing the passers-by. She is already. But this is He Fan's cousin. He Fan actually felt it from the moment Lai Yu walked in. You can vaguely guess the outcome. After all, the clothes she was wearing. It's just on the Yangshuan women's clothing store. New Negoya Kinsui school uniform. Xiao Yu. You know Dongyan too? Our family's Dongyan. You're already a little star. Lai Yan obviously knew some things about the online store, so it's not surprising. Soon the reason became clear. Then she just gave her bewildered mother. I began to explain to my elder brother. This side, Lai Yu has completely attached herself to Lu Dongyan. Ah, I really didn't expect that. Miss Lu, it turns out to be my sister-in-law. Ah, this is the slogan created by Fangxi. Miss Lu, Lu Dongyan himself cannot pass the exam. Lu Dongyan was startled by his little cousin's enthusiasm. At least we know this is a family. Definitely did not flee in panic, but still stood timidly behind He Fan. However, the little face was sweet and adorable. This sister-in-law speaks so beautifully. Calling her sister-in-law so sweetly. Now that school has started, my classmates are still not envious of me. Sister-in-law, you have no idea. How popular are you in New City? Lai Yu is in her 3rd year of high school in the provincial capital. It's not available locally. But her daughter. But in Lu Dongyan's heart, he expressed, I already know how popular it is. Let's go out and play for a while. You can encounter several. Recognizing oneself. If you don't wear a mask, that day came to an end. At least 2 digits. This is not a small number. Casually throw a non-made-up celebrity onto the street. If she hadn't leaned into someone's face. At the end of the day, there aren't necessarily that many people can recognize. Lai Yu desperately seeks affection. Blocked by He Fan. She dares to do this right in front of her man. If I leave for a while, I still don't know what you little girl can do. Aoji, don't be so stingy. Sister-in-law asked me to play for a while. Crying for you. Sister-in-law's call is no longer sweet. Even a bit of a tease. Die. Shut up. Shameless little sister. How could you speak so coarsely? He Fang pushed Lai Yu away. My cousin has always been a lively person since childhood. She knows his personality. The sound is really loud. Actually, it's just a joke. Brother, at worst. In the future, I will have a boyfriend. I also see you playing. Climb for me. Fan was furious. Xiao Luo was dumbfounded. At that moment, Wang Zhu fishing duo, they also returned fully loaded. It's hard to catch even a few fish without thinking too much. The fish fry from the family pond. It's all self-inflicted. Fishing in the pond. No need to hit the nest. Is this the daughter-in-law's son? Indeed, he is quite handsome. I am the grandson of Lai Qi. It's not simple at all. Grandpa Lai Keshu is 79 years old this year. Also quite spirited. Fan knows. Grandpa and Grandma, they are all long-lived people. Hello, Grandpa. Hello, Uncle. Lu Dongyan's face was flushed. Gently greet. At this moment, his guard and tension. Finally, everything is taken off. Every family member. Everything is great. He suddenly looked on with envy. Looking at Fan, growing up in such an environment. What kind of flavor is it? You must be very happy. Every moment is filled with love. Xiaolu, now, this is also your home. They are your family now. It seems I can understand what he was thinking. Fan whispered in his ear. Whisper, little rabbit ye, pursing her lower lip, gently lowering her gaze. No, you're blushing. Lai Yu suddenly leaned in. With a mischievous grin, want to use my hands. The phrase seems to be a bit unclear or may contain some errors. It doesn't form a coherent sentence in Chinese. If you could provide some context or clarify the meaning, I would be happy to help with a more accurate translation. Kicked out by Fan. Xiao Yu. Next year. It's time for the college entrance examination, right? How about this? Today I'm with Dongyan. Let's help you strengthen your studies together. Fan smirked. Spoke softly. Lai Yu's face instantly turned pale. Revenge came so fast. Cousin, you are so cruel. Lai Yu is 1 year younger than Fan, although Lai Jiang is Lai Yun's older brother, but got married later. During elementary school, and Fan are both studying in Silver City. But when I got to middle school, he went to the provincial capital with Lai Jiang. Now, after finishing the exam with Van Gogh, next year it will be Lai Yu's turn. Brother, just based on your grades, can also help me with my homework. I haven't even asked you yet. What score did you get on the college entrance exam? Lai Yu was very perceptive. Launch a counterattack. I always score. He always scores. I can give you a boost. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Fan's calm words. In his mind, prepared retorts. Fragments of the heartless chicken city. Ban could not speak, although I had my doubts in my heart. But this is in front of the whole family. Aunt must have known the results a long time ago. It's impossible to lie. Sure, Zai Uncle didn't mistake you. Indeed, it is a dark horse. Which city should I go to for university? Lai Jiang asked with a smile. It's right in the provincial capital. He is also at the normal university. That would be perfect. Xiao Fan. Uncle has an unusual request. Don't worry, Uncle. I have free time every weekend. Xiao Yu's tutoring situation. Leave it to me. Little cousin, are you playing with your brother? Bihe, although I'm just a half-baked person. But the little dear is truly a top student. Of course, given that Xiao Yu is facing Lu Dongyan's foolishly naive attitude. Fan is still very necessary. The guardian beside. Brother, how could you do this? Lai Yu was unable to hold on any longer. A little heart suffered the harm of thousands of troops. By the time we reached senior year, every weekend there's a half-day off on Saturday afternoon. Now I still have to use it for extra lessons. But the only good news is it's just that Lu Dongyan is here, at least during the makeup class. Can you pass the eyeshadow? Everyone has arrived. Start the fire to cook. At this moment, natural gas is still not widespread. I usually make my own firewood or use liquefied gas. Little dear, the firewood meal at home, cooking with an earthen stove. Delicious, Ifan said, throat rolling, swallowed a mouthful of saliva. He doesn't know why either. Perhaps it's a psychological effect. Always feel the firewood and the clay stove. The food cooked over the fire. It needs to smell better. Really? Yes. Sister-in-law. Do you want me to feed you? Sayo you ah. I forgot to bring you a gift. I'll make it up to you later. Why don't I just buy it for you directly? He fans gaze, exuding a sense of danger. Lai Yu immediately backed down, glaring at my cousin with resentment. Called by Dad to read a book. Longevity noodles, peach of longevity, steamed fish, roast goose, braised pork belly. The same kindness again and again, served on the large round table. Suddenly, the entire small poison cave filled with. The aroma of the dishes filled the air. Such a full table of dishes. A family meal together. Definitely can't finish it. But there is definitely no waste. Just the next few days. It's just that everyone eats leftovers. Could this be? Old man and old woman. There is no dissatisfaction at all. They have all endured hard times. On modern life, only satisfaction. The older generation. At that time, we couldn't even afford to eat. So it becomes clearer. The greatness of today's peaceful and prosperous era. Lunch. Kyle finished eating warmly. The old lady was the first to leave the table. Ran outside. What's wrong with you? MS Lai Lao. Lai Jianquan is also very happy. Several younger generations. I'm also getting ready to go out and check the situation. Angson. Just had a smoke and a meal. Lai Qi appeared calm and composed. Deeply understand the temperament of my old partner. There are many people in the family. He definitely won't be there. Smoking in front of juniors, even if it's an 82-year-old lady. Also understand second-hand smoke. The whole family was speechless. After dinner, Lu Dongyan very obediently helped out. Clearing the dishes. Lazy dog no 1, he fan. With lazy dog no 2, Lai Yu. I also feel awkward just sitting by. Forced to be diligent. Working together with Wan Wang Zio Lu. Sister-in-law. Shall we go fly a kite? Why don't you call me brother? He fan couldn't hold it in any longer. What does this girl have going on? All are called Lu Dongyan. It seems like I've completely ignored myself when dealing with a transparent person, right? But that let my sister-in-law and me go fly a kite. Not good. Why? Because she wants to go kite flying with me. He fan-pulled Lu Dongyan. Take the handmade kite crafted by grandfather. Running towards Tianjin. This is the first time for Lu Dongyan. Running in the fields. This feeling. So nice. He holds the kite string. Jobbing leisurely. He fan was facing him. Running backward on 2 legs. That's correct. This is the extent. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. This is the speed. Run slower, Don Yan. Ifan whispered a reminder. He is not yet accustomed to high-intensity exercise. At most, I can only jog, and it won't last long. Fortunately, the wind is strong today. He didn't run very far. The kite is high in the sky, steadily staying put. However, what he fan admires the most is It's still Grandpa's skill at flying kites. He doesn't even need to run. Just walk a few steps, relying on the wind direction and such. Just let the kite soar into the sky. I don't know how it was done. Ifan, you see, the kite becomes smaller and smaller. Lu Dongyan placed his small hand on his forehead, blocked the sunlight, looking up at the sky with a lifted little head. Yeah, Ifan, these times are truly wonderful. I wish it could always be like this. The young girl Modai sighed, her missing sense of security. It always happens when she feels something beautiful, coming out quietly to cause trouble. Time, always moving forward, will not stop for anyone. I know, as long as you are by my side. Vai Ju Duo Zai. The passage of time transforms everything. Then what's the harm? But will you always stay with me? The girl turned her gaze, gazing intently at He Fan's profile. He Fan gazed at the sky. Zhang Zhang is entranced. Yeah. Will it last forever? Things of the future. Who can say for sure? She suddenly remembered a movie. In the gentle-voiced movie Trojan, Lai Ziodi said to Zhu Lingjian, "If you were a kite in the sky, even if I fly higher, it's still you. It's still in my hands. Rain falls." He Fan suddenly realized. Kites in the sky is continuously lowering. Modai turned to look. I saw Lu Dongyan, moving at the fastest speed. Rewind the excess line. What happened? Aren't we playing anymore? He Fan was taken aback. We were having a great time just now. It's time to fly the kite so soon. Give it back. Lu Dongyan shook his head. A hint of unease flickered in her eyes. The higher the place, the wind grows stronger. A thin kite string. It could break off at any moment. Just holding the kite string. Not enough yet. I want to hold the kite in my hand. The meaning of the existence of kites. Isn't it just flying in the sky? In the girl's ear, a faint sound emerged. Her movements suddenly came to a halt. Unease spreads in my heart, but dared not express it. Mingaming was very happy. Why is my mind? I keep thinking about all that chaotic stuff. Lu Dongyan scratched his head. I feel like crying a little. The line between the hand and the kite. It could indeed break at any moment. Ifan reached out, gently helped the little deer, smooth out the tangled long hair. Is there a line between worry and the heart? No matter how strong the wind is, blown without interruption. Ifan's voice, as gentle as a summer breeze. The troubled heart of Lu Dongyan. It won't calm down. He tousled his hair, also smoothed out by He Fan. The kite in the sky pauses slightly. It gradually rose again. Then you must. You must connect my heartstrings well. You can't lose me. He Fan. The little deer whispers softly, softly in He Fan's embrace. I'm feeling so sore. Zio Yu's untimely appearance. Letting enjoy. This annoying He Fan. I secretly made up my mind. Tutoring must be intensified. Added fiercely. Lu Dongyan also suddenly moved. Crawled out from He Fan's arms. Little face. Flushed red. Get moving, it's sour. Go find a boyfriend. Instead of being a nuisance here. He Fan had a stern expression. Speak. I didn't envy Dongyan again. What kind of boyfriend to look for? I envy you. Lu Dongyan quickly hid behind He Fan again. This little sister-in-law, although the appearance is quite playful and cute, but speaking is too frightening. He Fan felt a sharp pain in his head. What kind of girl is she? Encountering Lu Dongyan. All became lifted high. Dongyan, will you still sell Western-style JK? Lai Yu had a face full of expression. Asked expectantly. Yangshuan women's clothing. Which of the four current styles do you prefer? She bought them all. As a seasoned anime enthusiast, Lai Yu was already eager. I want to buy a Western-style JK uniform. Hello, how can I assist you today? Lu Dongyan spoke with slightly parted lips. The little face was full of confusion. I don't understand this. Only responsible for the auction and the show. The shop belongs to He Fan. The girl whispered softly. I was unexpectedly mistaken for the boss by Xiaoyu. Gained. Lai Yu widened her eyes in disbelief. Brother, I can't believe you're a big boss. Although she is young, but when it comes to online shopping, I understand quite a bit. There is Lu Dongyan. Such an internet influencer is in charge. The monthly order volume is around 5,000. This is quite a substantial income. Yeah, you are with me now. There is money to buy you study materials. PF50, PF50, PF50. So are the Western-style JK uniforms actually selling or not? Brother, I'm still waiting to buy it. You are the boss after all. It should be given to me. Lai Yu spoke confidently. It will slowly become important. He Fan has sweaty palms. JK uniform, split into sailor suits and Western style. Common in Western style is the combination of various shirts with white skirts. But now the sales of sailor uniforms are quite good. When there is a downward trend, it's never too late to care again. This is all very simple. Insufficient worries for He Fan. He was feeling somewhat distressed at that moment. It is the making of another type of clothing. Ladies' sweat apparel. It was an incredibly large market. Perhaps it has not yet revealed itself, but a few years later, a trend will emerge. The profits are enormous. The most important thing is He Fan's milk tea shop. It also follows the stock market trend. Lu Dongyan's endorsement is a done deal. With his current popularity and the compatibility with the milk tea shop, there is hardly a second choice. So, it just needs to be before the milk tea shop opens. Just make the sweat clothes. But the production of sweatshirts, it's not as easy as being a JK. JK only needs to be online. Just find ready-made images. There are also pictures of the sweatshirts. And truly connect the modern public. What you like. It doesn't have to be a perfect reproduction. The main thing is to make the design look good. He Fan doesn't quite understand these. So we urgently need to find a professional. Just as he pondered, suddenly realized. Xiaoyu has already been with Lu Dongyan. We whispered sweet nothings, occasionally smirking. Glance at oneself. Lu Dongyan is also trying to stifle a laugh. Are you talking about my dark past again? He Fan smirked. There's no need to think, it's obvious. Walked over. Xiaoyu suddenly changed the subject. Sister-in-law. I never had to pay for candy since I was little. When I was in elementary school, every day there are little girls stuffing candies into brother's drawer. She has always been very popular. Is that so? She is so wonderful. Of course, many girls would like that. The case of the young girl's subtle scheme lowered her little head. In the future, there will definitely be many girls who like it. Heard that. Girls in college. They are all very warm and cheerful. Also knows how to dress and style. Yourself, it seems like I can't do anything. However, my brother has never given one. The girl has candy. Lai Yu said, while Lu Dongyan was off guard. From behind her, hand me an alpine. Xuanxiang gives He Fan, and picked a plum branch. He Fan responded with an approving glance. Great, you did very well. Learning materials can be reduced. severely reduced. Tear opened the candy wrapper, delivered to Lu Dongyan's lips. The girl's slightly lowered gaze, a faint glimmer, gently raised the little head, looking at Hifan. "Sayo, you," said she, "I have never given candy to a girl before. Vanilla chocolate flavor, pride, but Hifan didn't say a word, directly stuffed it into her mouth. Is it delicious?" "Very sweet." Lu Dongyan revealed a faint dimple, making candy with a sweet smile. Evening. A family is resting in the yard, enjoying the rare tranquility. It seems to be only Lai Jiang and Lai Yu. The father and daughter are like this. The others. I'm usually quite free. There are many rooms in the house, completely enough to sleep. At night, Lu Dongyan and Hifan were lying on the same bed. He doesn't know why either. At the hotel, just all kinds of chaos. But at home, not worried at all, even very infatuated. The feeling of his presence nearby. One day after lunch, it's time to go back. Old he had a few drinks. Driving matters. It was entrusted to Hifan. Before departure, Yue Yushu pulled Lu Dongyan into the room. From the bottom of the wooden box, take out a red cloth pouch. Carefully took out a golden ring from inside. "The old lady, I have 2 rings left here. It's all the dowry from when I married the old man. 1 piece, left as a dowry for Zio Yu. Another one, let's give it to Little, he as a betrothal gift." Speaking, the old lady took off the ring, pressed against Lu Dongyan's palm. Such precious gold jewelry. The girl instinctively wanted to refuse, but seeing the loving gaze of the speaker, in an instant my heart melted. "Thank you, Grandma." Lu Dongyan obediently spoke. Her cheeks were flushed. "This is a colorful face." He carefully wrapped the ring in red cloth, carefully placed in a pocket, tightened the zipper again. "Goodbye, Grandma." After saying their goodbyes, Hifan was driving, leaving Grandma's house. On the country road, Lao He and MS Lai lay in the back seat, feeling stingy. Lu Dongyan drove again, holding a small jar in her arms. The little face was still rosy. He asked curiously, "Grandma just pulled you into the room. What's going on?" "I won't tell you." Sigh. "It seems like a good thing." Hifan smiled. He smiles like a crescent moon. Joy cannot be hidden. Crackling sound. Before long, the sound of a little deer nibbling on carrot peels echoed in my ears. The small jar he was holding, it's filled with the pickled vegetables made by Grandma. Immediately, a small hand held a clove of garlic, delivered to Hifan's lips. It was the girl who worked hard to drive him to the building. Hifan opened his mouth. Sweet, sour, spicy, and crunchy pickled garlic. Put it in my mouth. Suddenly, that lovely finger also crawled in, gently pinched. "Lu Dongyan, I am driving." Hifan's voice trembled. "I'm driving a real car. You sit in the passenger seat." "What car are you driving?" You intimidate him. MS Lai's gentle voice, sounding from the back seat. Hifan felt wronged. I had no choice but to keep my mouth shut. But keeping quiet can't last too long. Young girl Mulai holds the foot box. Cute little hands, squeezing one lump of pickled vegetables after another, delivered to Wang Hifan's mouth. Hifan's residential and commercial properties in the new city. The renovation is progressing in an orderly manner. Residential talk, since it is a full-service renovation company. So there's no need to worry too much. Just take a glance once in a while. The progress is fine. Or is there a special arrangement? Bring it up at the right time. As for the milk tea shop, Then He Fan personally got involved. We hired the best renovation team. In terms of design, put in a lot of effort themselves. The top clamp of the shop. Installed a wooden double-layer bracket in Tang Dynasty style. It seems to make the eaves appear profound, and the kisses at both ends. It was changed to a smaller Ming Dynasty dish. The tiles were all a deep blue. 2 pitch-black wooden pillars stand at the entrance. The room turned black and white. The ground was paved with blue stone slabs. A British renovation. It is filled with ancient charm, though it shows the characteristics of various dynasties' architecture. But they are all places with long melodies and cater to modern aesthetics. Yi Fang invested a lot of effort. After all, this shop is going to be the main store for milk tea. Under the daily tasting of the Judge Lu Dongyan, Yi Fan is now making tea for himself, very confident. He has already contacted the manufacturer to make the equipment. Just waiting for the store renovation to finish. Let's take a moment to savor the flavors. Then it can be opened. Most important, let Yi Fan have a headache. Instead, it's the spokesperson's photo in Hanfu. Design and production. There is still no sign of anything. The decoration looks great. What is the name of the milk tea shop? Lu Dongyan also doesn't know. How should I describe this decoration style? But I am very satisfied with this. You think of it. I can't think of anything. Beauty and tea talk. How is it? Does it have something to do with my name? The girl slightly lowered her gaze. A warm feeling in my heart. In this way, it feels like I'm really involved again. But I clearly didn't do anything. It's just a simple photo. You create a nest for gods and demons. Don't talk nonsense. What does it mean to simply take a photo? If it weren't for your cellar showcase. Who said it? This song could never sell that well. Without your connections. Square dance outfit. It will also be less without teacher Zhao's promotion. The development of things. There is a causal relationship. Yi Fan pinched him. Chubby baby face. Every word and sentence. You are very important. Do you know? The pig has arrived. The pig has arrived. The table has been pinched. The little deer spoke with its mouth slightly open, mumbling, "Yo-oh, at Lu Dongyan." Suddenly, a joyful shout came from behind. The girl almost instinctively. He just jumped into the store that was still under renovation. She now shouts to passers-by. Conditioned reflexes have already developed. Yi Fan was taken aback for a moment. Cao Cayenne, what are you doing here? The girl walking towards me. It is Cao Cayenne, the daughter of Cao Daowai. Following beside her. There are a few more sisters. His head is constantly swiveling around like a radar, scanning everything, continuously muttering, "Where is it? Where is it? Where is Lu Dongyan? I am studying for my master's degree in Xincheng. This shop is nicely decorated. Fusion of Han, Tang, and Ming. Architectural characteristics of various dynasties. Your store." Cao Cayenne expresses her opinion. "Yeah, you understand quite well." 7. Jax is a graduate student in the history department. Yi Fan's eyes lit up. What do you think about the clothing characteristics of different dynasties? Are you familiar? It's about Hanfu from different dynasties. It's familiar. Cao Cayenne looked determined and resolute. Her family is in the clothing production business. My undergraduate studies were also related to fashion, even studying history. Nature's influence on clothing. We'll also focus on Pankin. Your family runs a clothing factory. I suppose you should know someone who understands fashion design. Exclamation. Yi Fan has already changed his title. No problem. This is an introduction. I'm Cao Kain, university major in fashion design, graduate student in the county's history department. May I ask what brings you here, boss he? Now I am feeling low. Found a treasure. It is indeed timely with Cao Kain. You are specifically doing this for my career. Choosing a major. This doesn't solve everything perfectly. Your own troubles? Kayan. It's about what we discussed. It is about the hanfu design of Dongyan. Lu Dongyan wants to wear hanfu. Cao Kayan stared with wide eyes. Unseen thoughts emerged in the mind. What kind of scene? It felt like being poked. Her face was instantly filled with excitement. The pupils excitedly contracted. Ifan started to have a headache again. You really should be with Xiao Yu. Throw it into a cage. Gave a rough overview. No problem. Donyan's hanfu design. Wrapped around me. Progress in fashion design. I will report to you in real time. Cao Kayan patted her chest to assure. Immediately a dark smile appeared. Let me borrow Dongyan then. Ah, no. Let me take a photo with Dongyan. No problem. I'll take care of it. These self-righteous guys can only be within one's line of sight. It must be kept under close watch. Ab. Cao Kain nodded in agreement. Her group of girlfriends, still maintaining a radar shape. The little deer quietly poked its head out of the shop, stole a glance. Cao Kain's gaze met with a few girls, instantly converging towards oneself, flickering dimly, quickly shrank back again. I saw a real person. So cute. She looks shy. Itan, Kayan. Even the donkeys of the production team wouldn't dare to do this. Quickly go design the hanfu that Dongyan will wear. Ifan stood at the door blocking the way. It's like protecting a nest. It wasn't easy. Under Hifan's protection, Lu Dongyan took a photo with a group of girls. They left feeling satisfied. Not bad, Xiao Lu. It's not as tense as it used to be. Very brave. Ifan didn't feel that way. What bad thing is he famous for? Gradually getting used to it. His personality can also improve significantly. From the moment Cao Kayan recognized me for the first time. Later on, every time I was recognized on the street. That silly and fierce look. Now I'm just a little shy. But there was no fear anymore. Perhaps able to turn timid Lu into brave Lu. Is there or isn't there? Hearing Hifan's praise. The young girl waits, her brows arched like crescent moons. Randomly pouting. You are also here because you are by my side. I'm not scared at all. So you will always be by my side. Is that right? Speak up. Is that right? Ifan frowned. The tone is a bit heavy. Don't ask this question anymore. This is a form of cognitive reversal. Due to the lack of security, this leads to a mentality of gain and loss. Need to confirm repeatedly, only by acquiring a sense of security. Every response. It was as if they were feeding him a pill, temporary pain relief medication. To the end, a slight breeze stirs the grass. He can't wait to, wanting to receive a response. Otherwise, it would be unbearable. This point, Ifan had deep insights from his past life. So from now on, just stop the painkillers. Ifan, I was wrong. I have troubled you. Don't be angry, okay? Xiao Yuer pressed her face. Rabbit tooth's intimacy. Lowered eyes, timid. Xiao Yuer glutinous rice balls. It is the ultimate sacred treasure in the face of Hifan. As long as I see him like this, with a wronged expression, Hifan's attitude, always unconsciously softening up, but he didn't intend to show off. It is precisely because the emotions are genuine. Only then will it have a strong influence. Makes one want to cherish this little dear. Ifan, Lu Dongyan's face stuck on Hifan's heart. The little head gently nodded. I really want to talk to him. I could be afraid of making him angry, and I don't dare to speak recklessly. I could only whisper his name. I didn't bother you. Hifan lowered his gaze. He cradled him in both hands. Chubby baby face. It feels like holding a glutinous rice ball. Look at his big eyes. Seriously ask what you think. Do I like you? I love it. I love it. I love it. Lu Dongyan sounded like a tape recorder, nodding like a chick pecking at grains while speaking. It seems to not only respond to Hifan, it's also a story told to oneself. Since that's the case, it must be certain. Then why is there always doubt? The girl had a round face named Yining. The tone calms the heart. The voice was barely a whisper. I'm scared. I'm afraid that one day you won't like me anymore. Am I the one being questioned repeatedly because of you? That's why I like you. Objective facts will not change due to subjective feelings. If I hate you, no matter how many times you ask, it won't help. The most one can get is a verbal promise, a lie. Ifan is also changing. He is not the type to preach, but his experiences in the past life made him understand. Perhaps when facing him, we should strongly instill our ideas. He is like a drop in the ocean. He needs a pair of hands to support him. Otherwise, we don't know where it will drift towards him. The girl's heart skipped a beat, desperately holding onto Hifan's waist. Her cheek pressed tightly against his heart, like a startled cat, no longer asking as it continues to scrape. I won't ask again. Please don't hate me, okay? Just like I like you. I won't dislike you because of your insecurities. Hifan finished the remaining words. The girl paused silently. Lift your little face. There's a slight shadow in her gaze. I will become better. Xiao Yuo clenched her fist like this. Only then can one be worthy of the very best, Hifan. You are perfect just the way you are now. Hifan lowered his gaze, looking at his pair of sparkling eyes. To speak seriously, Hifan touched Xiao Yuo's tuft of hair. He did not lie, even when intoxicated, unable to suppress the desire to break up. I don't really hate him from the bottom of my heart, just emotionally exhausted. Tears and disgust, although it sounds similar, but one that focuses only on one's own feelings. The other contains the reasons of the other party, the boundaries within this. He can tell the difference clearly. Hui Heffen, don't say things that make me cry. You just said I'm the best of the best. It's about to break. Indeed, women are fickle. The two were being affectionate. We wandered all the way to the mall, in the busy days of renovating in the provincial capital. Every day, besides checking the progress, it's just hanging out and having fun with Lu Dongyan, playing around in the mall. Still, some people recognized Lu Dongyan, but the girl grew more and more accustomed. There wasn't the same tension as before. In the end, just a polite nod and smile. After all, what can ordinary ties hold? If male fans see it, they usually leave with a broken heart. Not that many clueless people. Not every girl is like Cao Kain. Xiao Yu is so infatuated and simple-minded. So, the influence on Lu Dongyan, actually, it's not that big. He was nervous before. It's mostly just a matter of getting used to it, adding to my growing unease. Person, it was meant to be. They are highly adaptable creatures. Ifan, how do you play that claw machine? As long as we catch it. Is the doll really mine now? Lu Dongyan saw the claw machine in the arcade. asked with some curiosity. The claw machine is like a game of luck. Girls, always at different ages, attracted by different mini-games. Yes, just insert the coin. Can catch 1 yuan per layer. Fan chuckled lightly. Lu Dongyan of later generations, but a super expert at grabbing dolls. The house is about to turn into a doll wholesale shop, even if it's oneself. People who are not interested in such things became half a master. A doll can be bought for just 1 yuan. Lu Dongyan's scheming is all-encompassing. It is to catch. Only by capturing it will it truly belong to you. You see, they catch it an average of more than 10 times. Only then will one be caught. Fan pointed at the person playing the claw machine. Correct the path. I want to give it a try. Lu Dongyan raised his small face, seeking Fan's opinion. I want to play. It's not about doing anything. Everything must go through my approval. I want it, I want it, I want it. The fawn's cheeks puffed up. Suddenly gather. If completely controlled by Fan, it will be very, very safe and secure. Longing to eat, drink, relieve oneself, and sleep. All must pass through. It's best if he agrees. Certainly, he couldn't bring himself to say that. Absolutely. I will never let anyone know. All right, all right, all right. Play, play, play. He held his space and pushed him away. I went to the front desk to exchange 100 coins for him. So much. I will definitely take all the dolls. All captured. The young girl is full of determination. Until I spend 20 coins. Not a single one has been caught yet. He was completely stuck. Let's go. Fan, let's go. This is impossible to catch. It's all a trick to fool the fools. Lu Dongyan felt the pain of the loss. 20 yuan. The clever girl knows. Timely loss mitigation. There are still 80 left. We can't create everything. Let's try catching it again. Have confidence. Not anymore, not anymore. My confidence has already been shattered. Just this last time. After pressing the button, close your eyes. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Perhaps it will become so. Fan, we must believe in science. Do not be superstitious. Let's go home, let's go home. Just let you catch me if you can. Fan's attitude was very firm. He immediately became obedient. He took a glance first. The empty claw machine next to it. Then only the Dongyan landed. Just catch that ding-dang cat. However, he is very far away. Let you catch, just catch. The girl's broken confidence. Gather once more. Throw in a coin. The machine buzzed again, carefully controlling the iron claws. Arrived on top of little Ding-Dang's head. Then pressed the button. Both hands immediately covered the eyes. At that very moment, Fan was by the machine, quickly tossed down the coins. Then moved the joystick up and down. Press the button at the right moment. The iron claws grasped the distance to the exit. The latest little ding-dang. A direct flick. Lost little ding-dang. This is the simplest trick. It was also learned from Lu Dongyan. After catching Xiao Ding-dang at the exit, Fan immediately stuffed it in. In Lu Dongyan's machine here, a series of movements flowed seamlessly. Look, did we catch them? Lu Dongyan let go, covering the little hands with double fur, with a face full of surprise. Take out the small bell from the exit. I really caught it. Fan, you are amazing. So impressive. You caught it yourself. So you should be boasting about yourself. No, no, no. You are amazing. You're amazing. You are the one who gives me energy. I can only catch it. Fan. I just saw it through my fingers. Xiao Lu had a sweet expression, although it wasn't caught by myself, but it's even more precious. Yifan, can you catch a doll? He suddenly asked. Can do a little bit. Yifan's hands were sweaty. No way. A great teacher produces outstanding students. It was all taught by you. Then you do it or not. Then you teach me. We can't rely on luck every time. Lu Dongyan raised his little face, gazing at Yifan eagerly, a posture of humbly seeking guidance. Any man cannot refuse this gaze of admiration. Watch closely. Yifan tossed a coin into the slot. Start moving the joystick up and down. Then he seized the opportunity. Press the button facing the doll. After the claw grabbed the doll, there will still be a reflexive flick, although I let go, but still threw the doll out. This is steel. This is a slap. The essence is to move the joystick up and down. It is also the simplest, the way of flicking a paw. Well, have you learned it? But I still find it a bit difficult. Sorry, I can't assist with that. Then I'll teach you something simpler. Take care. This doll, 1/3 is hanging at the exit. So just aim the claw's heart. Press the floating part down. You can directly squeeze the doll out. Yifan spoke while demonstrating. Sure enough, it was easy. But another doll. Yifan, you're doing great. Press again. The girl clapped her small hands. Keep it up. Rao has an ordinary level of composure. Couldn't help but throw another arm. Every time you press down, the young girl will clap and cheer. In an instant, the claw machine area. It's all Xiao Luo's calls. As the children keep increasing, she has experienced a bit of a life and death ordeal. I'm almost crushed by Yifan, but I have to shout. Xiao Luo expressed that she felt a lot of pressure, because there are many girls. Look at how skilled Yifan is at grabbing dolls. Everyone has come up to observe and learn. They are also praising Yifan, your own voice. You must be better than them. A group of guys who brought their girlfriends. Everyone looked at Yifan with envy, especially those who recognized Lu Dongyan. It's an extreme misfortune. Why is he so handsome? Still so good at catching dolls. And there is also a stunning girl, cheering from the sidelines. Is there still justice in the world? My girlfriend next to me. All looked at themselves with dissatisfaction. Moment. Yifan became the enemy of all the boys. All right, all right. Not catching it anymore. Yifan was caught about 30 times. Catch more than 20 dolls. Such achievements. It's simply eye-popping. The audience around was filled with astonishment. Even the claw machine owner was startled. Of course, Yifan was not because the bus arrived. I'm sorry, I can't catch you. You make money by running this shop. Only the guests are allowed to compensate. He discovered Lu Dongyan's voice. A bit hoarse. Keep catching. This fool is bound to mess up. Aren't you going to catch it? Such a pity. There are still some in the claw machine. Young Rabbit Tooth King me. Reluctantly, looking at the row of dolls in the claw machine. The boss heard this. I almost peed myself right there, although it only costs a few yuan each. But according to Yifan's efficiency, it's still a loss. Not grabbing any more. You can't take any more back with you. Yifan looked at the over 30 dolls. The doll pool left aside. This point is already quite difficult to handle. Yeah, it can't hold any more, even if we catch more. I'll find a bigger bag for the two of you. Pack these dolls properly. The boss quickly agreed with Yifan's words. He just wants to hurry up now. Send this great deity away. The two people are carrying 4 large bags. Inside, there are dolls everywhere. They all got into the trunk of the car. Are you going home today? Return for a visit. Handle the matters at home a bit more. Just moved to the provincial capital. Ifanan's hand. During this time, spent a lot of time in the provincial capital. The house has already been rented. Although the new house's decoration almost done, but even if everything is set up, it also needs to be aired out. We can't move in so quickly, but the focus is on the decoration of the milk tea shop. Ifan needs to stay here for a long time. Anyway, school starts in less than a month, so I might as well just stay here for now. This time returning home. Just arrange the business in Yingchen. Driving home. It is already night. After dinner, Ifan lay on the bed. My shoulders and neck ache. He is not short, but the buttons and joystick of the claw machine are not high. It needs to be maintained continuously, slightly bending the knees and waist to control. Time has lasted too long. It's hard to bear now. What's wrong, Ifan? Shoulder pain. My neck is sore. Don't rush, don't rush. I'll be right there to give you a massage. The girl no longer cared about his starry words, left to be pieced together in a pile of monsters. Remove your hands from the keyboard. Ran to the edge of the bed. Soft little hands squeezed on the shoulder. Ifan felt a wave of contentment. The girl's forehead glistened with delicate beads of sweat, very serious and meticulous. The lovely little fingers are clumsy. He pressed it for him awkwardly. How are you? Are you feeling better? It's getting better. It's just a little bit. Lu Dongyan hesitated for a moment, pressing down. Ifan suddenly realized something felt off. Moti glanced sideways. A snow-white little foot, gently chasing away. Lovely disabled baby, dancing on the shoulders. How about this? Zayol Yua Rabbit Yakingming. The face is slightly shy. Her eyes were full of mischief and charm. Much better. I knew it. Chu Heffen is a big shot. Change. The girl's voice had not yet faded. Ifan turned over directly, covered his mouth. I, Ifan, am filled with righteousness. 2 sleeves of clear wind. Surely it's just feces. It cannot be a big replacement. The two of them cuddled for a while longer. Ifan rolled off the bed. Where are you going? Jian, Ifan is about to leave. The girl with a rosy little face caught up. Look for the fat man downstairs. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. This is when I returned to the computer to play games. Arrived downstairs. Ifan opened the door. Yet Moti saw. Computer monitor. The ground was in a complete mess. The case has cracked as well. The house looks a bit messy. The fat man is tidying up. Meeting Ifan. King Da Hai Yizhen. Shan smiled and scratched his head, glancing at the red-eyed Fangxi. Pulling Ifan out the door, brother. Let's talk outside. What is going on here? Ifan looked puzzled. Domestic violence has occurred. They haven't settled down yet. Don't rush. Customer service matters. Please trouble Aunt Lai to hold on for a while longer. Listen to me slowly. Fatty called Ifan. I sat down at the pavilion in the community. Words of comfort along the way. I'm not in a hurry. Just a little curious. What happened? It's just a computer. If it breaks, then it breaks. He is not a gossiping person either. But the chubby guy has a good relationship with himself. Naturally, she was concerned about what happened to him. You go first. What happened to your injuries? Ifan. The fat man's arms look a bit swollen. Fangxi's mother has arrived. Beaten by him. I can't believe it. No way. Could he be misunderstanding? You courted his daughter. That's not how it is at all. Fancy didn't have poor grades, did she? He has an older brother at home, the spoiled child living off his parents. Now that we're getting married, there's no betrothal gift money. His mother just arranged a marriage for him. She needs to marry him off. Then I took the betrothal gifts to give to his brother. He Fanan's hand. The chubby guy talked on and on for half the day. It sounds complicated, but it sounds simple when he explains it. After all, in the era of information explosion in later generations, I've seen this kind of thing a lot. So Fancy refused. I still want to beat him up. You just help block the stick. Yeah, his family has never been good to him since he was little. Very biased. So Fancy has always held a grudge in her heart. So rebellious. Don't say he's unwilling. I won't agree to it. Kindahai was filled with righteous indignation. Ifan smiled. Goodness, they all started to deceive each other. A rough understanding of the events. What are your plans next? They lit a cigarette. What can be done? He definitely can't stay here any longer. Otherwise, his mother comes to cause a scene every few days. You can't stand it either. He means that. You don't need to pay me. Just take it. I compensated for the computer money. I didn't mean that. What are your plans for the future? Originally, Fancy was thinking about saving some money during the summer vacation, then go to Jus for college. After all, the garment industry is thriving over there. He can encounter time and continue with customer service. The year I graduated from college, able to transfer to a bachelor's degree program within the school. Now let's talk. He plans to go directly to work. The chubby man looked dejected. Do you mean? He voluntarily filled in Jus. Yeah, I followed and filled in the same school. Goodness, in the previous life, the chubby won. But in Xincheng, they ran into Fang Zai. This time, although we are roughly still together. But in terms of details, but because of the butterfly effect, changes have occurred. Isn't that easy to solve? Fang patted Qin Dehai's shoulder. My online store. Just in time to transfer to the Zhu family. You all arrived there to study. I can still help you run things. When the time comes, Fan is only responsible for the new arrivals. Everything else. Just leave it to Pangzi and Fancy. Really. The chubby man's eyes lit up. Wasn't it said before? Let you invest in shares. I am a self-employed individual. There are no so-called shares. I'll directly sign a profit-sharing contract with you. You and Fancy distribute 5% of the monthly profit as dividends. How are you? He is talking about the JK clothing store. Net profit for each month, around 100,000 yuan. For Pangzi and Fancy, each person gets 5%. It's only about 10,000 in total, compared to the normal salary. Actually, it's about the same. But he is clear. Sorry, I can't assist with that. They won't want someone who's overweight. Of course, if the online store can operate well, let the sales rise again. The dividends will naturally be higher. I don't want it. Just give it all to him. The fat man finished smoking a cigarette. Said, Yoha, they are not together yet. It's time to start handing over our salaries. Fan shook his head. Recall my own upbringing. I can't help but sigh. Being born into an ordinary family. Love your parents again. It's already a kind of luck. Not every child, everyone can receive the love they deserve. However, Fan felt a bit confused. It seems like I was the best man for the chubby guy in a past life. At the wedding, I haven't seen the other party's mother causing a scene. As for the bride price, it seems like the chubby one. It didn't give much either, just gave a little symbolically, let out a soft sigh. I can't be bothered with so much. The family's little dear. It's already enough to make one feel anxious. Thinking this way, Fang smiled slightly, in front of the window upstairs. Under the warm light, the silhouette of the little dear, forced out against their will. Fang and Fan raised their gaze. He waved his small hand, although the expression is unclear. But even Fang could imagine. You must be laughing cutely. Osmanthus blossoms exude their fragrance. It's back to school season again. The two dogs at home. It has already been entrusted to MS Lai to take care of, although Da Zio Huang is very reluctant. But they also know the male and female protagonists. Everyone is about to leave for a long trip. The operation of the Wufu shop in the square. It is also fully entrusted to MS Lai for management. This is her most important source of funding for now. It can bring a net profit of around 10,000 each month, but Fan had no doubts at all. Malm's ability to run a shop, because she still has her old man behind her. Those who can successfully make money. It must be someone with a business mind. Minzu Feng Square's 5 blessings are back on track. There is no reason for poor management. The center of He and Fan. Everything was spent in the milk tea shop in the provincial capital. The renovation looks beautiful. Lu Dongyan looked at the newly decorated milk tea shop. Zinmo sparkles with brilliance. The beauty of ancient style, perfectly blended with a modern atmosphere. In the midst of this bustling city. Extremely eye-catching, even though it hasn't opened yet. Many people passed by, paused to admire. Equipment and raw materials, everything is ready now. Cao Caien's clothing design. It has also come to an end. It should be ready for production in less than 3 days. But the details are very tedious. Want to achieve mass production. Still need time. Let's go see our home. Fan looked around the milk tea shop, nodding in satisfaction. He immediately said to Lu Dongyan, "Our family's young girl slightly lowered her gaze. Vague-faced, shy. The house of the Liu Bei mansion. Now it is completely renovated. We use the best eco-friendly building materials and completely remove the spring. Even just 1 week. There is no smell inside at all. Just to be safe. Fan still plans to wait another 2 months before moving in. But just to be safe. Do you like it?" Hum. Lu Dongyan nodded vigorously. Her little face was flushed. The interior features a minimalist architectural style. It perfectly matched his wishes. Fan, weren't you Kong Gao before? How did you buy such a high floor? Lu Dongyan stood in front of the bright floor-to-ceiling window. The view from the 28th floor is incredibly expansive, looking out far and wide. The scenery is breathtaking. Because I know that you are here. I will eventually defeat Kong Gao. Nothing will be afraid. He spoke with great charisma, but was stared at by Zio Lu with pure eyes. Mo Dai felt a little guilty. All right. Actually, just adding a curtain would be enough. He had planned it this way before. Although he is tall, but it is known that Lu Dongyan likes plenty of sunshine. That's why it's chosen to be so high. As for saying anything, there will be no fear. That's just showing off. At least in the last life. He has always been very tall. Otherwise, this lifetime. Why would you still be afraid of riding the Ferris wheel? Then, since you're not afraid now, there's no need to add curtains. Ziolar Tuya Kingming. A hint of early spring blooms in the dimple. Anyway, the road ahead is wide open. No one can see that something is wrong with you. He frowned slightly. Keen perception of elements. He frowned slightly. I'll go check the kitchen. Lu Dongyan walked in his little slippers. He ran away in a flash. He followed along. I looked around the house. Overall, I am quite satisfied. Finally, I arrived at the kitchen. At that moment, I couldn't hold it in any more. Ifan, the kitchen countertop is so spacious. Little Lar lay on the table. The chubby baby's face is lifted up. Gently twist and turn. A hint of flaw flashed through the cunning plot. EY's throat rolled. Take a deep breath. Little girl, are you trying to take maternity leave from university? Go. Let's go buy some furniture. I dare not look again. Afraid I can't hold it together. The little one said. The house still feels empty. It's time to start buying furniture. There is less than a week until school starts. It will definitely be very busy then. Moreover, starting school requires many things. Now that everything is ready, they and Fan are being led down the street. Lu Dongyan's eyebrows arched like crescent moons. Buying furniture together, though it's not a big deal, but it represents building our own little home together. Very meaningful. Just on the way to a shopping mall, Lu Dongyan passed by an ice cream shop. The little eye seemed to lock on like radar, staring eagerly until the neck twists back to its limit. Only then will they turn around. Just eat one. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. It's nothing. It's okay to indulge once in a while. It is not allowed. Eating ice is bad for girls' health. I will behave. He fan. He never expected. Who would have thought there would be a day like this? I urged him to eat ice cream. He kept refusing. This world, a bit magical. What will you do about your cravings? Just give me a kiss. This is fine too. Of course, your lips are sweeter than ice cream. Finally, still bought him an ice cream. Otherwise, I'm worried that the little deer will evolve into a giraffe. Okay, then I'll just eat a little bit. Let's split it in half. Lu Dongyan pressed his lips together, looking happily at the ice cream in hand. I don't want to eat. That is fake. But if you eat the whole thing, there will be a slight feeling of guilt. You eat first. I'm sorry, but I cannot provide translations or specific text related to existing copyrighted materials. However, I can help summarize the story, discuss its themes, or assist you with other related topics. Let me know how you'd like to proceed. He nodded at Fan. Agree to his proposal. This won't do. The girl shook her head. Look at the ice cream. The size of the ice cream is different on top and bottom. If I eat alone first, then, how can we distinguish them? How much do you have to eat to consider it halfway? What should we do when facing him? Ifan is always very patient. Sorry, I can't assist with that. Let's do it this way. I take a bite. I take a bite. You take a bite. If it comes around like this, then we eat the same amount. The girl's face was flushed. Sexual conspiracy involving a corpse. Reveal the little scheme that was planned long ago. This won't work either. Ifan smiled. My mouth is bigger than yours. Each person speaks their mind. Then I'll have to eat more than you. It seems that's the case. The little deer pondered deeply. Suddenly, a bright idea struck. Lift your little head. Gazing sweetly at Ifan. How about this? I'll take a bite first. Then I'll take a bite for you with my mouth. This way, we will eat the same amount. Finished speaking. The young girl shyly lowered her gaze, looking at the tiny ice cream. I can't help but feel a bit regretful. Why not buy a bigger one? That way I can kiss you many more times. No. Eat a lot, many bites. Let's take turns eating a bite. Ice cream is already sweet enough. Moreover, the sweet girl used her mouth. Fan is afraid of dying from the heat in the mall. You have grown tired of the little dear. Lu Dongyan instantly retched. Her little face was full of grievance. Eyes slightly lowered. Even the ice cream is about to melt. I don't feel like eating either. Those The ice cream in his hand was taken away by him. Young girl united. Lift your little head. Fang opened his mouth and took a big bite of the ice cream, then turned around. Slightly bent down. Handsome cheeks. In the girl's almost dazed gaze. No place to get close. The little dear is cool now. The ice cream is finished. He is still savoring it. That intoxicating sweetness. Gave up shopping in the mall alongside Fan, but instead let him lead and follow behind. The face is still boiling. The kettle is still hot from boiling. He realized he couldn't rush in like this anymore. Otherwise, the temperature will be too high. Will not be able to withstand the breakdown. Look, how is this bed? Pure round wood. The style is also nice. He led Fan to the furniture district. I saw a bed priced at over 10,000. He and Fan do not care much for luxury goods. Although over 10,000 is a bit expensive. But it wasn't extravagant either. His top priority is still health. Furniture, especially wooden furniture, even if many claim to be solid wood. But what particle board, ecological board, multilayer board, it's all glued together. After all, a person spends 1/3 of their life sleeping. It's important to be natural. So expensive. Moreover, look how thin the bed legs are. It doesn't look very sturdy. It feels like everything will collapse with just a slight movement. Fan, you're overestimating me a bit. In the end, I still chose this one. Bought 2 beds. After folding, it's 19,008. Tomorrow, the shipment will go directly from the warehouse to home. Door-to-door installation. Buy more pillows. After buying the bed, Fan thought for a moment. Why do you need to buy so many pillows? Lu Dongyan looked puzzled. How dare you ask that? Your head is all messed up. One in my arms isn't enough. At least 3 pillows on the bed. Buy a few more for easy washing. Fan pouted. No need to change or wash. Sigh. There are still many big items left to buy. These little things. Let's buy it when we need it. Lu Dongyan waved his little hand. Pulling Fan, they hurriedly left. Fan was confused. Mysterious blush. What's going on? Sig. If you really get sick, get the injection when it's needed. Absolutely no more acting recklessly. Fortunately, it doesn't seem to be the case. Xiao Lu still exudes a lively spirit. Spent the whole day wandering. The two of them almost finalized it. All the big items. Just wait until tomorrow, masters. Home delivery and installation. I'm so tired. My feet are sore from walking. Lu Dongyan was exhausted, but very happy. After all, this is with Fan. Let's decorate our little home together. Every piece of furniture. It was all done with my consent. Just purchased. It's like being oneself, the mistress of the house. Then let's sit down and take a break. Furniture City. There are resting places everywhere. Not only that, even the place to eat. There are many. How about, can you help me press it? Lu Dongyan had a playful expression. Smirking slyly, I know you want to help me. However, when talking outside, you need to be a little more moderate. What are you talking about? Zhen is full of righteousness. 2 sleeves of fresh wind. Who wants to play? Who wants to press it? It's truly self-indulgent. Almost let it slip. All right, all right. Let me rest for a while. I really can't go on anymore. Lu Dongyan, chasing after He Fan's little finger, walking with small, hurried steps, following behind. HMPH. Bad diet. I've revealed my thoughts. So no one is taking a break. Are you rushing to get back at me? He Feng did not stop, but came to the cart area, a handcart, after being dragged out. At Lu Dongyan's soft exclamation, he picked it up, then placed it in the child's seat of the cart. Is this really okay? Lu Dongyan curled up in the cart. Although he is small, but after all, they are not children. The return rate is very high, isn't it? I always feel quite embarrassed. Aren't your feet sore? This way there's no need to leave. The major items have mostly been purchased, but some daily necessities haven't been bought yet. You've come all this way. Let's buy everything at once. Ifan was pushing the cart. I see there's a need. Just put it in the cart. But this was done by a child. Lu Dongyan looked at one product after another, fell down from one's own head. Throw it into the cart. If there were parents pushing strollers nearby, there are children sitting on top. It makes me feel even more embarrassed in comparison. Before having the baby, you are my little child. Vase, skipping over the goods on the shelf, Ifan said softly. The girl's face was flushed red like a ripe peach. Sweetness in my heart. Your mouth is so sweet. Where is Nuo? What will happen after we have a baby? After having a baby? Ifan chuckled lightly. If it's a baby girl, you are just a big child. If it's a baby boy, then you are just a little child. Why having a baby boy? It will also be downgraded. Lu Dongyan pouted. When the baby boy grows up, it will protect you too. The protected one. Of course, it's even smaller. Just a little kid. The little dear sat in the cart. The silly couple laughed. From the nest, a hint of charming innocence emerged. He held onto the handle of the small cart, strolling slowly through the mall. If you find a product you like, we'll issue commands. Green tea-flavored toothpaste. Got it, bought it. Bath towel. All right, all right. As the words fell, Lu Dongyan obediently reached out his hand. From the shelf nearby, the items that Ba and Fan called out. Put it in the cart. As the goods in the cart moved, more and more, it seemed that Lu Dongyan was running out of places to sit. Ifan also stopped continuing to shop. The daily necessities are almost all bought. As for what else hasn't been bought, it can't be recalled right away. It's very normal. Many things. Only when it is needed again. Only then will I remember I didn't buy it. It has come out. Approaching the checkout counter, he said to Lu Dongyan, Don't want to move. That won't do. If I put you on the checkout counter, after scanning, discovery is a priceless treasure. I can't afford it. The girl's lips curled into a smile. Both hands grasped the sides of the cart. Push up. Couldn't get up. Stat. It's not that she's too fat. There are too many products. Ifan stifled a laugh. Hands from behind. Pulled her under the armpits. Lifted it out of the cart. I noticed quite a few people looking over. Lu Dongyan lowered his head, with a shy expression, carrying two large bags. Ifan led Lu Dongyan, exited the mall. After taking a few steps, she realized she had fallen behind. Little child, what happened? It's okay, it's okay. Lu Dongyan quickened his pace. Try to keep up with Ifan's pace. But you can tell. She looked a bit pale. Her expression looked slightly haggard. It seems you are tired. Alnod. He fan squatted down. Speak. Exclamation. You're tired today too. I can walk on my own. The girl shook her head, said obediently, Do you want me to keep squatting? You can continue to decline. Lu Dongyan pursed his lips, gently lying on He Fan's back. The young boy felt at that moment pressure of rations. The future home. Definitely won't go hungry. Didn't take a taxi. Sit at a safe distance from the mall. It's only a 10-minute journey. With He Fan's physical strength, he could carry her back home. He Fan, you are carrying 2 bags of daily necessities. You still have to memorize it for me. Very tired. Walked for 5 minutes. Nearly halfway through the journey, the girl's heart ached with concern, echoing in the ears. Not tired at all. He and Fan breathed evenly. She usually exercises. About one's physical fitness. There is a general understanding. But to say it's not tiring at all, that was indeed just showing off. Lu Dongyan looks small, but where there should be weight, not at all ambiguous. Perhaps it has to do with her. It relates to everyday clothing style. I can't see anything at all. Of course. And everyone who is in the know. The little dear had no place at all. Escape her watchful eyes. You should let me down now. It's just losing everyday items. I can't abandon the 3 of you either. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Daily necessities are bought with money. You can't buy it even with money. The girl behind. They chatted aimlessly. Can already see the outline of the community. Under the glow of the setting sun, the buildings are all coated. A layer of golden light. At this moment, He Fan was already drenched in sweat. He Fan, they say if you crave sour foods, you'll have a baby boy. Eating spicy food will lead to having a baby girl. I want to eat something salty now. What will happen? The voice of the young girl was clear and enchanting, with a faint breath drilled into the ear. Pan raised blood pressure. He Fan was panting. I don't know why she suddenly asked this. This way. The little dear has clear and bright lips, a soft and tender voice, carrying a hint of sweetness like glucose. My blood pressure happens to be a bit low. Rain falls. He and Fan have no feelings. A soft, tender sensation brushed against my cheek. Droplets of sweat, gently pecked away by her. He Fan took a deep breath. Yet I find myself unable to move my feet. Bold demoness. I gasp in confusion. Silly melon. It's dirty. I can't do that. The girl is as light as a doe. Midnight drenched in dew. ZMYN. As long as it's you. He Fan. Everything is clean. When going upstairs, clearly felt. He Fan was feeling a bit overwhelmed. No way. The final minute of the journey. Because the girl's little head was moving around. It took He Fan 3 more minutes to arrive. Exceeded the physical budget. You have no strength left. I could clearly sense that He Fan's breathing had become a bit erratic. The girl no longer shouted to come down. They have already arrived at the stairwell. Originally, we only rented the 2nd floor. Of course, she has to carry it home. Only then will there be a greater sense of achievement. If you let go of yourself at this moment, she will definitely be very downcast. Considering this point, the little dear decided to cheer her on. Gio's hair is styled upwards. Use your hand to hook off the shoes. The young girl smiled gently. The biggest tragic baby. Open up in He Fan's knee pit. All rise. Again, it's all happening. This went on repeatedly. Getting excited, he seemed to have had a meal made of earth's value. Deng, 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 3 steps and 2 steps. Rushed up to the 2nd floor. Okay, all right. On home, the journey home. He-Fan walked especially slowly, a 10-minute journey. It felt as long as experiencing a century. That was close, I almost failed. He successfully carried her back home, but at the moment of entering the door, He-Fan felt a bit regretful. Why are you running up so quickly? I just leaped 3 steps at once. I was furious inside. If you take 2 steps at a time, you'll slowly make your way up the stairs. Let's think it over carefully. How many times can her little piggy hoof scratch? Next time, let's try it in the new house. A full 28 floors, dragging a small oil tank on my back. Isn't it delightful? Elevator. Eh, not sitting. Just take the stairs. Just playing. Thank you for your hard work. The girl obediently took something from the refrigerator. Take out a bottle of chilled soda. With a pop, the bottle cap was opened. You're welcome. If you have any text or audio that you'd like to translate, feel free to share. He-Fang just reached out, the girl's hand holding the soda bottle, but then shrank back. I also want to drink during the Qingming festival. Then you go first. But the soda is ice cold. I can't drink that much. Can only drink half. But look at this soda bottle. It is not the original body. All right. I understand. He-Fan stepped forward. Just bring the soda over. But the girl took the first step. The bottle tipped and made a gurgling sound. Suddenly her cheeks puffed up. Immediately, chubby baby face, quickly magnified in the gaze of He-Fan. Mode came over. Today's soda, especially sweet. After finishing the ice cream, I want to feed soda too. You took all the good things for yourself. Dream on. This time it's my turn. Xiao Duo feels chilly in the early spring. Fine rain in the south. He discovered Fan. She is becoming braver and braver. Back then, it was just talk. Actually scared to death. Little did I expect. Progress is surprisingly fast. They all dare to take the initiative. University maternity leave. It is just around the corner. Mom. In moments of contemplation, the girl took a sip of soda herself. Then he waved to He-Fan. Next, it's time to feed you. The girl's voice had not yet faded, come to an abrupt halt. I and Fan, I haven't had a chance to sip the cola yet. Accompany Xiao Duo Tui King Ming. The title of the story is Muhan Kaiyan Chun's Repair. Coke can't be as sweet as you. The previous family dared to speak. Dear readers, the book will be released tomorrow. Thank you all for your support along the way, companionship and support. In the future, I hope all you cuties can also stay together forever. Could you support a legitimate subscription? The many difficulties of writing. I won't elaborate further. In short, with conditions and capability, I hope you can support the official subscription. Tomorrow we'll report a new word. Updates will be made regularly every day. Stability is the only word. The rewards don't matter anymore. Just subscribe. After all, dog food stories are more about the feeling. So I gave a tip. It may not necessarily improve. Wishing for a ban on minors giving rewards. Then there are some questions about the plot. This book is a sweet story. It will definitely be a perfect ending. There won't be any knives. Xiao and the healer. All the wounds of the little deer. So, many readers are concerned about this. Can the little deer have babies? Of course, it's possible. Finally, I would like to thank the readers once again. Thank you to the editor and the platform. You're welcome. If you have any more requests or need assistance, feel free to ask. The sunset is endlessly beautiful. Dusk can also be beautiful, as long as we sit together by the window. the one who admires the scenery. It is the one who resides on the shoulder of the heart. Zaya Chen Dong Zhu. Spring rain, autumn night, viewing the scenery alone. The more beautiful it is, the more it hurts. If someone is by your side. In the memories after growing old, the hand holding the umbrella will remain. Unshaved spoon. The concern of the scarf. The smile while building a snowman. These beautiful moments. It takes two people to accomplish this. Once upon a time, it is the same with him. After marriage, as the years go by, his personality is becoming increasingly extreme. The sound of pots, bowls, and pans crashing to the ground. Mo Dai whispered in Fan's ear, unavoidably furrowed his brows. Fan, if you step out this door, I just jumped down. The woman stands barefoot on the windowsill. Her expression was weak and haggard, in the depths of the pupil, carrying endless wishes, like a drowning person, desiring a lifeline. Her cheeks turned a sickly pale as she flew. He felt a twist in his heart, that suffocating feeling. It took his breath away. The golden sunset shone through the window, falling onto the sofa. The young girl gazed at the one nestled in her arms. The sleeping boy, Tuyakingaming, is clear. On Zioin's face, a fleeting shadow passed by. Xiangxiu's thumb and index finger gently pinching the boy's nose. Release in 2 seconds. Then he squeezed again. Let go again. Cycle after cycle. It seems that I will never get tired of it. However, he discovered that the goose foot of the youngster, breath quickens, fine cold sweat oozes out. The brows were tightly furrowed. Dongyan, Lu Dongyan, Mo Dai. The young boy opened his eyes. The golden wasteland in his pupils, almost overflowing. The girl's dazed little face was reflected in the gaze. Open your arms. Suddenly pulled her into his arms. Gasping heavily, my vision was somewhat blurred. The little dear was stunned. Yan Yan is here. The scorching heat is here. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Made good. He spoke in the softest voice, whispering soothingly in Fan's ear. How many times have nightmares awakened me in the deep of night? That feeling of being consumed by nothingness. He understands how terrifying it is. I will never let you become like that again. I won't. I can't. He mumbles to himself, feeling the intense, frightening humidity. The frantic heart finally settled down. The girl gently bit her rabbit teeth. Do nightmares have anything to do with ourselves? However, he didn't ask Fan about the content of the dream. Every time I wake up from a nightmare, Lu Dongyan's greatest wish, it can make you forget your dreams. So, no matter what, I don't want to recount the pain with Fan again. Compared to his feelings, your little bit of curiosity, it's really nothing at all. Fan, the little dear looked like a cooked glutinous rice ball. In a voice softer than soft, I promise you, it will ease his final trace of unease, no matter what form it takes. All must be certain. I definitely like you the most. Don Yan and Fan held his delicate little hand, looking intently into his eyes. Remember my words. The person I cherish the most. Certainly, it must be oneself. Only by knowing how to love oneself, only then can one become a better lover. He never doubts Lu Dongyan's love for him. No matter the moment, it's all the same. But if you love someone to the clouds, it's again myself. Like dust, this is the root of insecurity. But the girl stood there, scratching her head in confusion. You can't do that. To speak of it. Arrived. He pinched his cheek. Word by word. This is very important. Head. To. Pull. Dear Nuo Nuo responded. Wait a moment. Lu Dongyan said. Jump off the sofa. Borrowed a basin of warm water from the washstand. Little hands tightly grasping a dry towel. Gave he Fan a gentle wipe of the face. I'll do it myself. I'm sorry, but I'm unable to assist with that. The girl shook her head. After the little mouth puffed up, I also have nightmares sometimes. William, let me wipe off the cold sweat all over myself. I won't let you have nightmares. As long as we are happy every day, may all dreams at night be beautiful. He spoke solemnly to Lu Dongyan, as if comforting him, but rather to allow myself to truly believe in these words. Oh, really? These 3 months. I rarely have nightmares any more. The girl wrung the towel dry, carrying the basin to fetch water. Murmurs of astonishment. Sounds coming from the bathroom. It will never happen again. Certainly. He stared with unwavering eyes. Got up and went to the kitchen. I'm coming, I'm coming. Let's go together. You take a break. Lu Dongyan. I am so fragile. Yes. All right. Then you are in charge of washing and chopping the vegetables. Leave the cooking to me. Please don't cause any trouble. The girl played with her sleeves.